Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. That's my father Csaba and this is me, Csaba Jr. We are planning a motorcycle adventure starting from the UK, cutting across, visiting some places through Europe and hopefully ending up in Turkey. In this video we will include some of the preparations we have done so far and footage of our warm-up journey trying out the bikes on different terrain. If you wish to skip ahead to the departure, I'll leave a timestamp for you. So far on the 250 Rally we have changed the battery, installed the pre-filter, lower crash bars, fitted and wired the temperature and voltage meter and heated grips, changed both the tires, removed the swing arm, adjusted the rear suspension, cleaned everything and put it back together. On the front we removed the forks and put socks on them. For the CRF300 Rally, we've done all the same things like on the 250, but did a few additional upgrades. We crafted holders for auxiliary lights, fitted a slip-on arrow exhaust and changed the front and rear suspension to heavy-duty springs. After everything was back together, it was time for us to go for a test ride. Everything was working as intended on the bikes, so we went home and had a rest. In the morning we were ready to ride north for our warm-up journey. Day 2 mostly consisted of getting there. At this point we were certain we will need to fit lowering wings on the bikes. The time was around 1800 and the accommodation we booked for the night welcomed guests until 2100 latest, which according to the GPS was our ETA. On this beautiful stretch of a road we stopped for a few minutes to record some drone footage, sadly realizing that we have left the cable home for the remote. And without connecting the phone to the remote, the drone was not functional, also meaning my dad had to carry the drone for another 2 days. Although this was fairly upsetting, we still had a blast riding and looking at this beautiful scenery. Our destination was Lancaster, but we still had to get through the towns and cities around Manchester. Soon after we made it through, we stopped to ring the hotel to let them know that we'll be delayed. They told us that they can't take us anymore and we had to look for another place to stay. We found a place that could take us until 10, but it was 60 miles away, so we had to take the motorway. hurry, it was time to begin what we came for. That concluded our first stop for the day at Arnside Tower. From here, we headed up to Windermere in the Lake District. While having a coffee break in Windermere, we discussed which way we should go next. The plan was to complete Rhinos and Hardknot's Pass, then head up to Washdale Head next to Scafell Pike and have something to eat. We ended up taking a wrong turn and went down on Kirkstone Pass, then headed back up again, only after returning to the original plan. from the top of Kirkstone Pass, we took this turn for a shortcut to Ambleside. From there it was not much further for the beginning of Rhinos, heading on to Hardnuts Pass.
Real fossil.
Although I wasn't able to see much, I had a feeling going down will be more difficult.
Kuplunk, itt nagyon meredek lesz, aztán a hátsó féket. Kicsit az elsőt, utána a hátsót is. Ahol kell, az neki kuplungot.
Of course, that was a fair amount of information for me to process, and here is me pulling the front brake in the corner.
Nem sikerült.
After having a bit of a chat with myself, we got back on the road and everything was fine.
Oké. Nagyon jó. Azt hiszem, hogy ez a legnehezebb része.
And after a few more twists and turns, hard knot pass was complete. Now really we just had one objective, getting to Scafell Pike and having some food.
Jó.
With our bellies full, we went from Washdale Head and made it all the way to Penrith, where we stayed for the night.
Hello.
Soon after this, all camera batteries died, but we made it to Penrith in the end. At this moment we were at the bottom of the Yorkshire Dales and we still had some ground to cover to get to Chester. We ended up crossing a whole bunch of villages and cities again, so neither of us felt like recording. We did end up in Chester by around 2200, and this has brought an end to day 4. On day 5 in the morning we came to meet an engineer near Chester called Alan. He only lived about 10 minutes away from where we were staying, and my dad and Alan has organized that they are going to swap his lowering link to our original part, from the CRF300 Rally to the CRF300L.
Unfortunately, many of good people don't know each other.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Good, let's do the other one.
Yeah. But you know, I've always found motorbike people to be good. We're all of a similar
mentality.
Similar mentality.
I think it's needless to say that we've had a fun time, and we managed to get the work done on both of the bikes in just a little over an hour. Alan prepared these camping chairs for us in the shadow to be comfortable, and also made us a lovely cup of tea. Everyone tried their bikes to make sure they are happy with the trade, and after a bit more chatting and relaxing, it was time for us to get going.
Good luck on your journey.
We came to the Peak District with a purpose, and that purpose was to find this green lane that we came across before. We thought it was excellent for practicing. If you wish to go there and try this following section, you can take this road from A515 right opposite the turn you would take towards Biggin.
Csalok!